Did you know that characters from Rayman 2 are subtly hidden in Rayman 3? A statue of Lee the Fairy can be found in the longer shortcut, which is also less commonly known as the Temple of the Grand Minimus, after hitting a window on an archway 3 times revealing a secret room. There are also a few gems hidden inside. Next up, in the Hoodlums Hideout, if you fly into a hole in a generator, you can find a secret room with Razorbeards and a bunch of his pirates resembling the Last Supper. Whether these are actually the real pirates or just recreations for the Hoodlums' amusement is a whole different story. And finally, Sam the Snake is a trophy in Razulf's castle. In an interview, it was confirmed that Razulf made trophies of his greatest catches, suggesting that Razulf has indeed killed Sam. You shall be missed.
Will be perfect in my living room, stuffed and mounted on my wall.
Ugh. Gruesome. Did you know that Rayman 2 originally looked very different from what we know and love today? It originally had the same look and feel as Rayman 1, with the exception that you could move through the background with teleportation machines, sort of like what Rayman Origins does, but without the machines. Rayman would have started the game with all the powers he had gained in the original, but with a few extra tricks, such as being able to move his fist more freely. Much like in the 3D version, he would have been able to break through certain surfaces to unlock hidden secrets, and would have learnt how to swim. He also would have picked up a few weapons, such as a hook, a laser pistol, a deviant, which would have made his fist rebound, and a plunger gun, which was revisited in a future entry of the series, Rayman Raving Rabbids. He also would have been able to ride on certain creatures, such as a robot dinosaur. This could have been what inspired the idea to ride on the running missile in the finished version of Rayman 2. When the developers saw what Naughty Dog did with Crash Bandicoot at 1996's Electronic Entertainment Expo, they became aware of the gameplay possibilities of 3D platforming, leading them to cancel the game in favour of making a 3D platformer. A demo of the original can be found on the PS1 version of Rayman 2 by completing the game at 100%. Did you know that there was a cancelled Rayman 4 back in 2005? It was announced in October of 2005 with a planned 2006 release date. The plot is almost completely unknown, but it was originally going to revisit some areas from the first game, recreated in 3D. These levels include Bandlands and Picture City, as well as other new levels named The World of Toys, Fortress of Sand, The Temporal Palace, The Space Pinball, and many others. You've been looking at the artwork as I've talked about them. In addition, Rayman Raving Rabbids was originally going to be a 3D platformer with the title Rayman 4. It still had the Rabbids, but there's artwork to suggest it being a very different game. An interesting piece of Rayman 4 artwork shows Rayman standing in a cathedral-like area decorated with stained glass windows and statues which depict Dark Rayman. Dark Rayman might have had a massive involvement on the plot if the level was based around him. On the topic of Dark Rayman, someone by the username of RayFan9876 is creating a fan game based on the idea of revisiting the old levels in 3D, since it was something he wanted to see become a reality after the cancellation of Rayman 4. It's called Rayman 1.5 Revenge of the Dark, which features Mr. Dark and Dark Rayman back again to wreak havoc, and it's looking very promising, with whole environments and soundtracks created by him for fans of the first 3 Rayman games. Did you know that the boss Begoniacs in Rayman 3 had a completely different theme in the PlayStation 2 version, which isn't even included on the game's soundtrack? In every other version, it sounds like this. In the PlayStation 2 version, this is what it sounds like. If you ask me, it sounds better. There is a different version of that theme included in some soundtracks, though it's classed as beta music and is unused in any versions of the game. It is still unknown why. Also, the theme from the Bog of Merc playing right now was originally intended to be the title screen theme. Did you know, as well as a cancelled Rayman 4 as mentioned earlier, Rayman 1 was originally going to be on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. A French retro gaming magazine named Pix and Love revealed it was originally going to be released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and that it would be a co-op game. Whilst Rayman does look much larger than normal, gameplay wise it looks mostly the same, with the locations and enemies looking identical or slightly remodelled. There is also a bar at the bottom which tells you what your power and shield level is. The shield bar indicates the player's health, but the power bar and Scupp's crystal remain unknown as to what they do. Did you know that in Rayman 3, there's a piece of beta music for Clearly Forest which is, not great. It's thought to be the theme for Glowbox when drunk on plum juice, since it's a mishmash of Clearly Forest themes and some Hoodlum themes, and it would make sense since he's drunk in almost every area of the level. It's assumed to be removed because it didn't sound too good. On the subject of Rayman 3, there's a secret room known as the Zower Secret. It is found in the area just before you fight Reflux at the top of the Tower of Leptus. If you have scored more than a specific amount of points for each level, and you have scored over 43,001 points in the Tower of Leptus before entering the passageway before the Reflux battle, a door will open revealing the entrance to the secret. Inside awaits 4 green jewels and 3 animals in cages. The animals inside are a blue moorpaw, an unidentified bird, and the Zower itself. Did you know? In Rayman 1 on the Atari Jaguar and PC versions of the game, there's a secret minigame of Breakout. On the Atari version, you unlock it by typing in the code 1364. The code itself is hidden in the game. When riding the mosquito Bizzit, tings appear with the numbers 1364 to tell you the code. This is only present in the Atari Jaguar version though. On the PC version, it can be unlocked in many ways depending on your version of the game. Some unlock it by freeing all the election cages and defeating Mr. Dark, whilst others have to type in one of the following codes. It's either B76B7081, C. Bray, or Olivier, depending on your version. Thank you very much for watching, that's all from me. I think you should check out the real Did You Know Gaming channel, since they're the people who inspired me to make my own version as a tribute to theirs. Or if you liked what you see here, you can check out my channel which has many different Let's Plays and reviews and vlogs and stuff. I'm sure you'll find something you enjoy. Thank you very much for watching and have a terrific day.